He would have those people go to whatever agency it was. When are you doing it? Get it done.
DOGE is just uncovering fraud and I would say criminal abuse of the system and all sorts of evil things. Donald Trump sat down with Elon Musk and Sean Hannity, and they talked about how they're doing this through executive orders and why this is a little bit different than how executive orders were, let's say, executed in the past.
And when he talks about the executive orders, and this is probably true for all presidents, you write an executive order and you think it's done. You send it out. It doesn't get done. It doesn't get implemented. They don't implement it. Maybe they're from the last administration, and they are in some cases. You try and get them out as fast as you can. But as soon as he said that, I said, that's interesting. You write a beautiful executive and you sign it and you assume it's going to be done, but it's not. What he does is he takes it, and with his 100 geniuses, he's got some very brilliant young people working for him that dress much worse than him, actually.
Yeah,
they dress in just T-shirts. You wouldn't know they have 180 IQ.
Wait a minute. So he's your tech support.
No, he is.
I actually
but he's
am
much
tech
more
support.
than that.
I actually am tech support, though. But
he gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He gets it done. You get a lot of tech people, and you have people that are good with tech, but he gets it done. I said in real estate, you had guys that would draw beautiful renderings of a building, and they'd draw the rendering. It would be great. And you say, great, when are you starting? But they were never able to get it built. They couldn't get the financing. They couldn't get the approvals. It would never get done. And then you have other guys that are able to get it done. They could just get it done. I was in real estate. Same thing in this. He gets it done. So when he said that, he said, when you sign these executive orders, a lot of them don't get done, and maybe the most important ones. And he would take that executive order that I'd sign, and he would have those people go to whatever agency it was. When are you doing it? Get it done. Get it done. And some guy that maybe didn't want to do it, all of a sudden, he's signing. He just doesn't want to be bothered.
All right. So, Megyn, we cut that clip a little quicker for you because you're a broadcasting professional.
Well, it wasn't as painful as the other ones.
But there's just so many beautiful things happening there. First off, you can see a real friendship and respect developing between the two of them, and it's happening on the fly. But the other thing is that I think people are starting to realize that government can work again. It does not have to be this way if you bring in good people. And it's actually kind of beautiful to see.
Well, look, I agree with you. And I also think that the Democrats have just done a very foolish thing, which is they picked this hill to die on, of the federal bureaucrat and federal foreign aid spending. Like, what? That's what you want dominating the news? How you stood up for the bureaucrats? Like, how is that going to go for you? Mm-hmm. And part of me is starting to think that this whole thing is like the shiny thing to distract people to look over here while Trump achieves peace in the Middle East and Europe. Yeah. Like, he's doing a lot more important things over there with his right hand than he's doing with Elon on the left, not to diminish what Elon's doing, but like world peace would be kind of at the top of the list. And Trump appears to be on pace to achieve it within the first 2 months of his presidency. So all this time the media is spending putting on federal bureaucrats who are mad that they have to comply with the Elon email of saying 5 things they accomplished last week. CNN's literally populating its airway with these people. That's time that they're not spending covering the more controversial things Trump is doing. The possible return of Title 42 down at the border with the Tom Homan raids, the negotiations with Ukraine, the other executive orders on the more dicey DEI issues and the legal battles around them. Great. There's only so much space in the paper. If you want to spend it talking about how mean Elon is to the federal workforce and treating them the way every employee in the private sector is treated, go for it.